All parties on Harmon versus Wilkins. Step forward.
25-year-old Pamela Harmon is suing her former supervisor at Lee's Famous Recipe Kitchen, Anthony Wilkins, 36, for repossessing her car. Anthony says she stopped making payments.
All rise. Order in the court. Your Honor, this is case number 700 on the calendar in the matter of Harmon versus Wilkins. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Harmon, you worked at the same place where the defendant was employed. He was your supervisor, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you purchased an automobile from him back in, is it May of 1997?
Yes.
What kind of car was it?
It was an 89 Honda Accord.
And the purchase price?
It was a total of $6,000.
Oh. And from what I gather, your arrangement with him was, since you didn't have the money for the car, and you didn't have someone to co-sign a note for you, what you arranged to do was you would keep the title in your name until the purchase price was paid.
No, until she made arrangements to purchase the vehicle herself.
But the title was in your name?
Yes.
Okay. You drove the car for 13 months?
Yes, I did.
And then he repossessed the car because he says that you stopped making payments. Is that right?
Yes, she didn't drive it 13 months, though.
Well, she says that you repossessed the car in June of '98.
Yeah, but I didn't give her the car when you had stated. It was about 8 months, in my opinion.
I figured that she drove this car for 13 months. Is that what you say? You drove
Yes,
the car
ma'am.
for 13 months?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you make the payments for the 13 months?
Yes, I did.
All the payments?
All of them.
Show me.
Mr. Wilkins refused to give me any receipts whatsoever. In fact, I tried to give him a money order, and he told me that he did not want his wife to know how much money was in his bank account. So he ordered for me to give him cash every time. When we got paid every 2 weeks, he would come down to the store, I'd go up to the bank, come back, and hand him $130.
Is that right,
Every
sir?
time.
The $130 part's right.
What's
For
not right?
For 8 payments. The wife thing, I have no idea what she's talking about, and the receipt thing, she never asked for one.
According to you, when did she stop making payments? You said she made some payments that were partial as well.
Yes.
Well, tell me about
Well, we
that.
had an ongoing, business relationship. I had loaned Pam money. Her, husband was a little abusive, trashed the cars that she had had when I had met her.
Get
And
to the
so
point.
she stopped about, probably 6 weeks before I found the car.
Well, how much do you say she gave you in total during the time?
She gave me 8 payments of $260, I guess is what she's trying to say. I thought the payment was $240.
You say she drove the car for 8 months, and she gave you 8 payments, so that she wasn't in arrears to you when you took the car back.
When I went and took the car, she had quit her job prior to that and was not making any payments.
Did you lose your job, or did you leave your job?
I did leave my job.
When did you leave your job?
June 2nd.
And when did you actually repossess the car?
I would probably say sometime towards the end of that, or maybe early July.
When did he repossess the car?
It was the 19th of June.
Had you made June's payment?
Yes, in fact, I made the payment on the 12th because I went to another job at UDF. He came to my job and got money from me, $130. At that time, he had asked me if I was filing a lawsuit against his company for sexual harassment. At that time, I told him no, but I was ordered by my attorneys not to discuss it with anybody. I had gotten in contact with my attorney on June 2nd, and on the 19th, the car is gone.
Okay. You indicate here that you believe the reason he repossessed the car was because you had filed a sexual harassment suit against both the company and he and his supervisor.
Right.
Was he the defendant in that action?
He is the supervisor I reported it to, and our lawsuit is for the company not doing anything about it.
So it was some other employee who you allege was sexually harassing you.
Right.
Mr. Wilkins, when did you find out about this lawsuit?
I have no idea what she's talking about. I've never been served any papers, Your Honor. No one's ever called or told me anything about a sexual harassment suit.
Mr. Wilkins, I didn't ask you whether you were served with papers, sir. What I asked you was, when did you discover that she was, in fact, by somebody telling you, by your employer telling you, by somebody telling you that she was, in fact, pursuing a sexual harassment claim?
Actually, I found out from her lawyer at an unemployment hearing that she subsequently lost because she...
When was that?
I don't know. She probably has to, whenever that was.
December 28th of 97, or 98.
So are you testifying, Mr. Wilkins, under oath that you never knew about this sexual harassment lawsuit in June of 98?
Absolutely.
Okay. And the only reason you repossessed the car is because she had stopped making payments.
And couldn't find financing, and she was out of stories by that point.
Okay. Now, Ms. Harmon, let's take your best case scenario, okay? That you drove this car for 13 months, and then he repossessed it. The car was clearly in his name, right?
Yep.
You want all the money that you paid over the 13 months back.
Right.
That means that you get to drive a car for 13 months for free.
It was under my understanding that I was buying the car.
Just listen to me. You get to drive a car for 13 months for free. A car doesn't appreciate in value. A 1989 Honda does not appreciate in value like a Rolls Royce. It depreciates in value. Now, if you went to rent a car, how much do you think you'd pay for a rental car a month?
I have no clue.
Would you pay at least $200 a month? Can't get much for $200 a month for rental cars, right? You drove this car for 13 months, according to you. That's $2,600. According to you, you gave him $3,000. You can't prove it to me that you gave him $3,000. Sounds to me as if you had a pretty good deal. You had transportation, you drove a car, cheap. What are you complaining about?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Judge Judy. Pamela Harmon claims Anthony Wilkins repossessed her car after paying him $3,000.
It's his car. You were renting it from him until you paid it off. So you are really you're in a much more favorable position, as a matter of fact, than when you started, because you had a car that you could drive that was a reasonable car for 13 months that you paid about $200 a month for to drive it around. Why are you complaining?
I lost the money and lost the car. I have no car. I'm supposed to have the car. Never once did I miss a payment. He had no reason to take the car.
I don't believe that after you quit your job and filed a sexual harassment suit that you were paying him diligently. And you should be smart enough, and if you're not smart enough, you will be in the future, that when you make a car payment, you get a receipt. If you pay it in cash, you get a receipt. You get something to say, I made this payment.
I trusted him. I thought I did.
That's all. His case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Justice prevailed.
Don't buy a car from him.
And now the next case.
All parties on Tomlinson versus Gerondale. Step forward, please.
19-year-old student Tara Tomlinson says her former best friend, 19-year-old nanny Hillary Gerondale, borrowed her car and wrecked it. Hillary says Tara never asked if she was hurt.
I have a lot of questions about this case. Ladies, you were friends when you were growing up and going to school in Alaska, is that right?
Correct.
You had a car?
Yes.
She borrowed your car?
Yes.
She wrecked your car?
Yes.
That was 3 years ago.
Correct.
How old were you at the time?
16.
And you?
16.
But let's just talk about the fact that you let this thing ride for 3 years. You knew it was your fault, right? You had an accident, it was your fault. And the idea is that when you have an accident and it's your fault, you take care of it immediately. So this is your mom? Step up here. Ms. Tomlinson,
Yes.
can you tell me why you didn't immediately, when your daughter told you that her car had been wrecked, initiate suit against Ms. Gerondale on behalf of her daughter for the costs of having your car fixed?
Well, we did initially contact them and made every effort to even split the cost with them of what it had cost us. They said that they would not pay for any of it. So we
Who
did.
said?
Hillary's father.
Why didn't your insurance cover it?
Well, it would have covered it, but Tara had had an accident already.
Your daughter?
And she had just turned 16 in September of that year, and she had had an accident, and they said if we turned this in, if there were any other accidents within the next 3 years, they'd cancel our insurance.
Okay. Now my question to you is, I assume you discussed this matter with your husband, is that right? Didn't you feel any responsibility at all?
At the time, he did offer to pay to the deductible, but by the time things escalated, the deductible wasn't going to be there because they chose not to turn into the insurance.
What was your deductible?
$500. And they never paid even the $500.
Well,
they completely
they never did
washed
anything.
their hands of the whole
Well,
thing.
do you feel as if you have a moral obligation to pay the $500?
Yes.
Which means that the insurance would have covered the other out-of-pocket expenses you had, but for the fact that your daughter had had a previous accident. Is that
Yes.
right? So you would consent to a judgment in the amount of $500. Is that fair?
Yes.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The friendship suffered over something like this, and she and I were best friends for 4 years.
I'm just glad after 3 years it's over with, and I just wish it could have been over with 3 years ago so we could have rekindled our friendship.
And now the next case.
Parties on Oaks versus Finley. Step forward, please.
48-year-old dog breeder Mignon Oaks is suing former live-in lover, auto salesman James Finley, 49, for rent. James says he gave Mignon all the money he made.
Miss Oaks, you and the defendant lived together for 2 years,
For 11 months.
okay? And you were hoping to build a future together, I assume.
Yes, ma'am.
It didn't work out.
No.
You say that he owes you money for room and board.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
In May of '97, I produced a program, and I had a gospel singer to come and put on a concert. James was one of her background singers. We met and we traveled in similar circles, and the two of us fell in love immediately. By September 27th, he moved in with me. One of the first things we decided on was that he would pay rent and how much the rent would be. We agreed on $250 per month, and he agreed that he would contribute $2 per month towards the food bill. What I didn't understand was the financial situation that he was in when he moved in. He worked a temporary job, and they
Just
didn't.
a minute. Well, you acknowledge, Miss Oaks, in your papers, and he indicates that he gave you his entire paycheck,
He gave me his entire check.
and that you took that check. Is that right?
Yes.
And with that check, I assume that you used it to pay a variety of bills, and he took money out of that to have cash in his pocket as well. Is that right?
What he did is came to me for his car note, for gasoline, for food money, for money to lend to, which I later found out was still his wife. I did not know that he was married, to give her money for gasoline. He'd often let her use his car and use one of my cars. What I told him at some point is, you're taking more money than you're giving me.
You should have shown him the door.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was there.
Mignon Oaks is suing former live-in lover James Findley for rent.
So you took his paychecks and you handled the finances as if you were a married couple.
Yes, ma'am.
But when it didn't work out, you want him to pay you the $250 a month rent for 11 months. Is that right?
That's correct.
And food.
That's correct.
Well, it doesn't work out that way, Miss Oaks.
Your Honor, there were more things involved that I did for him that were specifically loans. There are many things that I did for him because I cared for him, because I loved him.
Show me the list that's for loans.
What I have here, after he moved out, he made 3 payments to me on the loans that he agreed he owed me. It wasn't just for food and rent. I kept his car note current so that he could keep a job or try to find a job, paid gasoline bills so that he can get to and from. I bought him the suit that he's wearing so that he wouldn't look so shabby and perform.
Show me what he says he owes you.
What I have here is a copy of 2 checks, front and back, that he paid me after he moved out, one for $500 and one for $100.
Okay, so he
They are
paid you.
made payable to me as a beginning. We got together, we sat down, we looked at the list. We both agreed on what he owed me.
Well, what did you both agree on?
He would pay me $300 a month each month beginning in January of this year for 2 years.
Did you agree to pay her $300 a month for 2 years?
Yes, I did. I did agree to pay her because initially she said that I owed her $11,000. And I've kind of got behind in the payments. I mean, we settled on a $7,500 figure, which again, both of those figures that she had presented me with initially, I felt were just too much money. So we tried to compromise at $7,500 with me paying her a certain amount of money. And it just hasn't worked out where I've been able to fulfill that obligation every month.
Okay. Now, what was that for, Mr. Finley?
Again, the times that she paid my car note, quite a few gift items that she bought me, a few things that she had bought for my children.
Okay.
And
How much was your car note?
a little under $400 a month.
How many times did she make this car payment for you?
3, maybe 4 months consecutively.
Well, that's $1,600. We're not up to $7,500 yet, or even close. What else?
There were a couple of cruises that we went on together. There were a couple of out-of-town engagements that she helped me get to.
Well, when you went on cruises together, was there an agreement that you would pay half?
No.
When you went on cruises together, how did that come about?
We, as soon after we met, we went on a gospel cruise with a friend of ours, and he was singing on that cruise.
Did that cost you any money?
Yes.
Well, how much did it cost you?
He borrowed $100 from one friend on the cruise, $100 from another friend on the cruise,
Not interested
and
in that.
$100 from me. Okay,
I'm not interested
I
in
paid the extras. The second cruise we went on a year later, he agreed to pay me back, and it was $625 in total for the cruise and the air.
Does that sound familiar, the $625 for that cruise?
Yes. And there was an amount that I gave her immediately as we returned from the cruise that she accepted, and I thought that was actually my end of it.
How much was that?
It was over $250.
Does that sound familiar?
He gave me $800, a check for $500, a check for $200.
For what?
A check for $100 towards the entire debt. Rent, food, the cruise. He was married. He could never come up with the money to file divorce papers. There was the filing fees for that. There were the car notes. I paid for his insurance for 2 months. I had to give him gasoline to go to work every day. We were trying to make it. I was there for him. I supported him. I tried to help him be the man that he wanted to be. It just didn't work out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. Need help in a divorce? Call 1-888-800-JUDY. On the internet, judgejudy.com.
Why did you stop paying her?
Well, really, we started having some real problems. She became abusive. I'm still getting these threats that she's going to do this or that and tear up this or tear up that. It came to a point where I was suggested to me by a friend that I should get a restraining order, and I didn't do that. It was also suggested by my employer that I do that because she had wrote letters to my job, addressed to my managers
Was this
and all
all
that.
about money?
Well, at this point, it seems to be all about money.
Okay, so she wanted her money. If you had paid her her money, she would have left you alone.
I don't think so.
Well, let's try it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Out the back door to your
Judge
right.
Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Count in the matter of Akins versus Jenkins. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Akins, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together for about a year and a half.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We lived together like for 6 months.
You were together for a year and a half.
Yes, Your Honor.
Of that year and a half relationship, 6 months was spent living together.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then things didn't work out. You broke up, and you said that you had an agreement with the defendant that she had owed you some money and you would owed her some money, and you decided to leave some of your things there and to forgive certain other things that she had damaged of yours, and she would forgive all the bills that you owed her. You just go your separate ways.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what Miss Jenkins did was she took you to small claims court.
That's correct.
For the bills that you owed her, and you claim she did that in violation of your agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
So now you want her to pay for the things that you claim she owes you for.
Yes, Your
Is
Honor.
that right? And I've read your answer, Miss Jenkins, and I know I'm paraphrasing. This is not really what you said, but it's pretty much what you said. You said, grow up.
Pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much.
So, Mr. Akins, let's start with the things that you claim she owes you.
Right. First of all, Your Honor, the things I'm suing for is the TV that I purchased from Miss Jenkins when we first got together. And,
Okay, TV.
Yes.
Now, when did you purchase the TV?
About 2 months into the relationship, Your Honor.
Before you were living together?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about how that came about.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, we was dating. Ms.
You were
Jenkins-
dating,
Yeah. Ms.
and
Jenkins-
one day you bought a TV.
No, I bought it for her because she was in financial need. She didn't have a TV in her apartment. And so, me being her friend and boyfriend, I looked out for her and got her a television set.
As a gift?
No, as a loan. She promised to pay me back the money for the television set.
When did you buy the television set?
December of 2000.
Around Christmas time?
No, I think after Christmas, about close to the New Year, Your Honor. This wasn't a
Between
Christmas gift.
Did she go shopping for it with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about the TV.
It's a Panasonic 27-inch.
Was there an agreement to pay him back for the
No,
TV?
ma'am. He bought it
No.
for me because
No.
he bought it because I didn't have a television. A couple of friends had let me borrow a television, but he said that he would get me a television, and it was before Christmas. It was December of 2000, before Christmas.
Okay. Now, from December of 2000, Mr. Akins, until the time you broke up, which was when?
Beginning of May, Your Honor.
Long time. Did she make any payments on this loan for the television?
She gave me $50 after that initially, and then she also had other expenses, like she used to get her car towed all the time.
No, you're not paying attention to me. Don't try to get ahead of me. Mr. Akins, do you think that you think that I'm going to forget my question?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
You know, I'm not that old, sir. Did she make regular payments to you after December of 2000?
Yes, Your Honor, she gave me $50. Your Honor.
When?
She gave me about 2 months afterwards.
Is that right?
No, I didn't give
Get
him
out
any
of
money
here.
for
You
the
doesn't even
television.
remember. What did you have for lunch yesterday?
Your Honor, she did make the payment.
All
She
right.
gave me a payment on the television.
Good.
set.
She made a $50 payment 2 months after that.
Yes.
And what about the rest of the money?
And it never came up again, Your
Never
Honor.
came up again, and then you moved in together.
Then we moved in together,
And did
Your
you
Honor.
both watch the 27-inch Panasonic?
No, that TV was in her bedroom, Your Honor. Later on, she bought me a television set, and then after we broke up, she wanted me to pay her back for the television set. So as we was breaking up, I said, well, why would I pay you back? I bought you a television set for $400 and you never gave me a dime for it. We had an agreement during that time that everything was split.
You are just gonna continue to go your way, and I'm telling you that I control my space.
I understand.
So I have questions. When I finish with my questions, if I need any more information, I'll ask you, Mr. Akins.
I understand, Your Honor.
So that's one thing that you're suing for, the TV.
Yes.
Right? That was purchased before you moved in together.
Yes, Your Honor.
What else?
A mixer and a crock
mixer.
pot.
Tell me about the mixer.
The mixer I bought at Best Buy for the defendant, for our household goods, because we was together. So I bought it for the household. And the crock pot for her, Your Honor, because she wanted it.
A mixer.
A mixer, a $200 mixer.
$200 mixer. What about the crock pot?
Crock pot was like $50. I have prices right here from Best Buy.
I don't want the price from Best Buy. I want your paid bills.
Well, I don't have the bills, Your Honor. They were left at her house, at her residence right now.
I have the receipts. I have the receipts.
Whose name are they? His?
No, my name. My credit card name is on the receipts.
Let me see.
The bills weren't paid in the credit card. It was paid through me, through my employee discount for the crock pot and the mixer. She didn't purchase the crock pot and the mixer.
Ma'am, we both work at Best Buy, so it was both of us have the same employee discount. Here's the receipts for the mixer and the crock pot. If you look down, you see my credit card name at the bottom, Tiffany Jenkins.
Power stand mixer was $39.60. Where do you get $200?
The mixer is worth $200. The judge told me I have to come back. When I went to small claims court, she had to sue for the original price of the mixer.
Let me ask you a question, sir. If you want to go to small claims court and go before some person who told you that you're entitled to $200 if you're successful on something that you paid $30 for, I think you ought to go and find her. That doesn't happen here. Even if I found that you bought this thing and that you were entitled to it, you could go to Best. You still work for Best Buy?
Yes.
Go there and spend another $30 to get another mixer. Why would I give you $200? You're just annoyed because she wanted judgment against you. That's why she said grow
No, Your
up.
Honor.
Me too.
I'm not annoyed because...
Then we have a crock pot, which you said was $50, which was $14.
14. I haven't seen these receipts.
Yes, ma'am.
$14.70.
I haven't seen these receipts.
He never seen a receipt because I purchased it.
No. Show him the receipt.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Elmer Reagan says ex-girlfriend Tiffany Jenkins owes for property she either stole or destroyed. Tiffany says Elmer needs to grow up.
What else do you claim she owes you for, Mr. Reagan?
On 2 occasions, the defendant came into my apartment before we lived together and destroyed my personal property.
Okay, just a second. I read that. You said that was sometime in October?
Yes.
And then you moved in together?
Yes.
Why did you move in together?
Well, she came to me with a sad story, talking about, we had scheduled to move in together, this and this and that. Oh, I can't afford to move in together.
What's this and this and that?
I can't afford to move and get a place on my own. So I was like, okay, we can reconcile, we can get back together, and we can try to make this work.
Very good. Then you forgave her all the things that she allegedly broke when you had...
No, I didn't. We never talked about it, Your Honor.
You never talked about it?
That's what came at the end.
Why do you expect me to talk about something that happened 2 years ago
This is where I'm coming to, Your Honor.
Now, sir, Mr. Akins, don't try to talk over me. Now I've got the drill. You want the things that she allegedly broke, and then you want the mixer and the crock pot, receipts for which she has that are in her name, that all amount to maybe $40. Then you want a TV that you purchased for her before you were living together 2 years ago. Now you're going to explain to me about your agreement.
And I also want for a rider bill. I moved in her stuff out of her old apartment into the new apartment, and I also pay people to move her. I have the rider bill right here, if you want to look at it, Your Honor.
I don't. It's not even in your complaint. It's not in your complaint.
Well, I have to take that up later.
You
I
had,
can take that up later.
you can't take that up later, Mr. Akins. I'm going to tell you why. Because you have one opportunity to file all claims that surround the same incident. You can't pick and choose and say, well, I'm going to sue her today for the mixer, tomorrow for the crock pot, the next day for the television, and then 2 weeks from now I'm going to sue her for the TV, because that is called harassment.
Well,
That's called harassment.
Your Honor, she sued me.
Listen to me. So, if you didn't include it in this claim, this rider bill, that claim is forever over. I want you to understand that. Now you can tell me why her suing you on what she sued you for caused you to file this lawsuit.
Well, at the end of the relationship, she said I owe her money for a television set that she purchased for me. During the time that we was living together, she moved in one of her best friends into our apartment. Her friend was supposed to pay me $400 for back rent. I said, we could do this. She won't have to pay me the $400. She verbally told me she was going to give me and give it to you, and we'll be settled, and the whole thing will be over. After that agreement, she got with me, and I say, okay, I'll pay her back for the television set that she purchased for me just to get her out of my life. Later on, a week later, I get a summons that I'm getting sued for the same television set that I'm paying for and the back rent, even though we had a verbal agreement from the inner relationship that the whole thing would be over and that we each other would get on with our lives.
Was that clear as a bell to you?
I have no idea what this man is talking about.
I don't either.
It's all complicated, Your Honor. It's all complicated.
Oh, I know.
But all I
It's
know
like-
is we had a verbal
it's
agreement that
like
bygones
like
would
the
be
Treaty of
bygones.
Versailles. Miss Jenkins.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything you want to say to me?
Okay, there was no verbal agreement after, when
Your Honor.
I went to camp.
Yeah, we lived together for 2 years, and you telling me we had a verbal agreement. Well, we lived together for 6 months. We were together.
Speak not! Listen to me. You bought the crock pot?
Yes, ma'am.
That's here. You bought the mixer?
Yes, ma'am.
That's here. I'm not interested in
The
things that you
television.
may have broken before you moved in together. He forgave those things because I assume
No,
that
I
after
didn't,
you
Your
moved in
Honor.
together,
Your Honor.
quiet! That after you moved in together, you did share a bedroom, did you
Yes,
not?
ma'am.
And you did share a bed, did you not?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Somebody gets angry because you broke their best Baccarat crystal, then you don't share a bed together and get up in the morning and say, you're going to pay me for that glass tomorrow, remember. That doesn't usually happen, so forget about that. Now, as far as the television is concerned, I don't find that that was a loan.
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
But I'm just curious. He says there was another television set purchased. Who purchased it?
He purchased the television with my credit card. I came from out of town, and he had a sale auction at his store, and he went and bought the television for me. The television was,
You're talking about 2 years ago?
No, ma'am. The new television.
Okay.
He bought it with my credit card. I sent him to the store with my credit card to get it because I had drove 7 hours that day. I went to Cancun. When I came back, the television was gone. I asked him why he didn't take the television he paid for
true, Your
and leave
Honor. That's not true, Your Honor. That's not true.
Just a second.
When I came back from Cancun, he was gone.
Oh,
All
just a
moved
second.
out.
So he took the TV.
Yes, ma'am.
He took the TV that was purchased on your credit
Yes,
card
ma'am.
that you are still paying for.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotcha.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jenkins, I have a relatively good short-term memory. When we started this case, I said that Ms. Jenkins, in her answer, seems to be saying, why doesn't he just grow up and get on with his life?
Well, Your Honor.
I think that's a very good idea.
Well, Your
the case
Honor.
is dismissed. Grow up,
Thank
get
you.
on with it.
These are excused. You may step out.
Don't sit there and drag somebody to court just because you have a grudge.
I looked out for her, but she screwed me in the end.
Just trying to be evil, that's all.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bullock versus Haycox. Step forward, please.
Nurse Karen Bullock is suing her ex-boyfriend, Ralph Haithcox, for having her falsely arrested and for the return of her belongings. Ralph says during an argument, Karen hit him with a Big Mac.
Miss Bullock, how long were you and the defendant in a relationship?
Ralph and I were in a relationship for 9 years.
According to your complaint, the defendant had you falsely arrested on domestic violence charges and you were forced to spend some 30 days in jail. You want to be compensated for that. And in addition, you say that when he unceremoniously told you to get your stuff and get out, he kept some of your personal property and you want it back, or the value of that property. That's what your lawsuit is about, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Haithcock, is that your name?
Yes.
Says that you got arrested because you deserve to get arrested. You spent time in jail because you deserve to spend time in jail. And that he has none of your property. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
When was this incident that caused you to be arrested?
It was in March of this year. I served 30 days in jail.
Well, tell me about it. What happened?
Ralph and I have been together for 9 years. I walked in and caught him in the bed with another woman.
Look at me, please.
The cops was called and I was arrested. I was told it was a violation of a restraining order. And I appeared in front of the judge.
Just a second. When you came home, something must have happened if the police were called.
Actually, nothing. I told him, I said, I oh, I done caught you in a lie. You told me it was over between him and his woman. Actually, him and I had problems.
Just a second. He called the police. You want to tell me, sir, what happened when she caught you?
I was home alone. There was no one there with me, and she came in with an attitude about something. And
That's not true.
We started having a debate, and the next thing I know, she had a Big Mac, and she took and slammed it in my face.
A Big Mac sandwich?
Yes.
That's not true.
Okay.
And instead of going off and hitting her, I called the police, and she left and went to one of my neighbor's house to try to hide, but they put a warrant out for her, and about a week later they came to the house and picked her up.
Has there been incidents of violence between the two of you before?
Yes.
Tell me when.
Oh, the relationship was just full of violence and nonsense. We'd broken up maybe a half a dozen times before, and it's just time to stay away from each other. That's what I want her to do.
Okay. Now, what I read in the complaint was, Miss Bullock, it appears to me that there was a restraining order that was in existence at the time Mr. Haithcock called the police and had you arrested for this hamburger incident. When was that restraining order issued?
Had to be a few years ago, but I didn't know that it was still in effect. To my knowledge,
but it was still in effect.
Evidently, it was.
So he had a protective order.
Right.
So you served 30 days for violating that protective order.
That's what I found out it was.
Now, did you plead guilty to violating the protective order?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Do you have any of the criminal court papers, please?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at them. This. Thanks.
Oh, I have something else here, too.
Well, this was issued in February, and this protective order says that you are to refrain from doing anything to him and to refrain from entering the family dwelling.
Mm-hmm.
You pled guilty? You pled guilty to violating the restraining order?
That's what they got me on, for violating the restraining order.
You pled guilty and served 30 days.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Then you can't sue him for falsely having you arrested.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Now, what personal property do you say you still have in the defendant's house?
I have receipts and stuff, documented stuff that I had.
Like what? Give me an example.
A television. I have antiques in there, lamps, dishes, blow dry, curling iron, mirror, handmade mirror.
Go ahead, sir. Do you have any of her stuff?
Yes, some of those things are there, but I've called her and tried to make arrangements with her so she could come and pick up her property.
Okay.
And she said, well, I'm going to settle it in court and don't call here anymore.
Fine. So. This is what you want to do. I want you to pack up her property. Pack it up neatly. Don't damage anything because you want this lady to leave you alone. Correct? What relative do you have? You live in New Britain, Connecticut?
I have a brother.
Do you get along with her brother?
Yeah.
Good. 5 days from today, your brother, in the company of a police officer, will go to the house he will give your brother your property. Do you understand? He says he has some of your property and he doesn't look like a nut, so that he doesn't want you to come around anymore. So whatever you have that belongs to her, or you think even marginally belongs to her, be smart. Pack up, get ready for her brother to pick up. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. 5 days. That's all. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may. Yes, this is case number 315 on the calendar in the matter of Haig versus Webster. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Haig, this gentleman used to be your son-in-law. He's married to your daughter and they have 2 children. Is that right?
Yes.
You are suing him for the balance owed on a washer and dryer that was purchased on your credit in 1994 when the defendant and your daughter were married. You bought it for about $1,000 from Sears. Is that right?
Yes.
And they were to pay off so much per month for the remainder of their natural lives. Well, then there came a time later on that you and your husband decided to buy a 2-family house with your daughter and her husband. And you did. In what year did you buy this 2-family house?
1995.
And in that 2-family house, 4 of you and the 2 grandchildren, also came the washer and dryer, which I assumed you all used. Is that right?
Yes.
And then there came some marital difficulty. And in the year, according to what I've read here, 2000, your daughter left.
Yes.
And Mr. and Mrs. Haig, you stayed in the house for a while. Is that right?
Yes.
Then you decided to buy them out of the house.
Yes.
Now, so from 1995 until 2002, this house was owned jointly, and everybody used the washer and dryer. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Webster, when your former wife left you, what happened to the children?
They stay with me and I take care of them.
And they're 2 boys.
Yes.
And how old were the children at the time?
3 and 5.
Was there a custody trial with regard to the children?
Yes. I mean, in the divorce.
So your former wife did at some point request custody of the children?
No. No,
She didn't. She did not?
No. She got remarried and went on her own life.
Okay. So there was never a dispute as to who would have custody of the children? Did there ever come a time when you had problems with your in-laws?
No, not until I couldn't take it no more at the house with them at the house and everything. So
What do you mean you couldn't take it anymore?
it was just him not working, me paying more money than I had to, me just paying more and more and more money. Something had to be done, and that's why I bought them out. And I thought that was going to be it.
How much money did they get when you bought them?
Exactly $23,900.
How much money did you put in, sir, as a down payment on the house?
$6,500.
And you walked away with $24,000, is that right?
That's right.
It was a good investment.
Yes, it was very good investment.
Very good. So now let me ask you this question. What in the world are you doing here? You have 2 grandchildren that he's taking care of. That washer and dryer was paid over the last 8 years. There's no question about that. $25 here, $50 there. Everybody used the washer and dryer. The whole washer and dryer cost $1,000 8 years ago. You just closed a property where he's living with your grandchildren, and you've made a handsome profit. You explain to me why, under those circumstances, you people would be foolhardy enough to come to court and sue him.
Okay, number 1, the bill wasn't paid.
Why didn't you pay it? You lived there, you used the washer and dryer. Why didn't you pay it?
Because I got sick.
Well, that's not his fault. He's got
no,
2
that
children
is
to take
that-
care of. You're
that
not
is-
his child.
that-
You got sick, you got sick.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with me? Or him? Or your 2 grandchildren if you got sick?
Well, I got sick, and when I got sick, I told him that I wanted to sell the house before we got into this financial problem. He did not want to sell the
Just
house.
a second. You wanted to sell the house after your daughter left?
Yes, right after, actually before my daughter left, I wanted to sell the house.
He lives there with your grandchildren.
I wanted to have him buy me out or sell the house. so that I didn't have any obligations in the house, because I went 3 years without getting any money.
So?
And I told him I couldn't afford to pay all the payments.
So he paid. Just a minute. So he paid. What you couldn't pay, he paid. Is that what you're telling me?
Not all of it.
I don't care all of it. I don't care a piece of it. He's taking care of your 2 grandchildren. You're not related to him by blood. Your daughter goes and takes off with somebody else, remarries, has a happy life. He's staying there. He's watching your 2 grandchildren. He's got to take care of you. He's got to take care of your wife. And now you have the audacity to come to court and want a washer and dryer that you bought in 1994 that the whole family used? I don't understand you, Mr. Haig. Is there something wrong with you?
No, there isn't.
There's a lot wrong with you.
No, there isn't.
Oh, yeah, there is. Good. You have 30 seconds to convince me, sir.
Okay, when we first bought it, they took and they paid all the bills. Chris and Deborah paid the bills.
Just a minute. Chris and Deborah, where was Deborah working?
At Safeway.
She was working after the 2 children were born?
Yes.
Yes. Full-time?
Part-time.
What was he doing?
He was working full-time as a carpenter.
So he's working full-time, she's working part-time at Safeway, and you're not
That's right.
working at all.
And I was working part-time myself, and it's
So the only one working full-time is him?
That's right.
All right.
Now, I told him that I was getting worse than what because of my condition. I told him that I wanted to liquidate my part of the house so that he wasn't responsible for me. And he did not want to sell the house. He did not want to buy the house. He said he would make up the difference in the bills. I sat down and I explained to him that when we sold the house, or when I got my SSDI, that I would pay him back.
So how much did you pay him back?
I paid him
$600.
I paid him back all the money that we owed.
Oh, did he pay you back?
No.
How much did he give you?
Okay. It came down to where I offered him $20,000 for a buyout. He wanted $25,000. And it got knocked down. I paid for the $2,500 when we all bought the house together. He got that out of me. Everything that they ever put anything in downstairs, money-wise, I gave him $1,500 because they spent $3,000. I gave him $1,500. And then he told me that he wanted me to sign and pay for this washer and dryer. At the time, I was just giving him so much money and just wanted him out of my life so that I can start over and just be alone with my boys. And I just said, okay, and then I never signed nothing. I just said
I don't
no.
know whether you signed anything or not. You paid him back. You
I
say
paid him a
what
lot
you
more.
owed him by decreasing the amount that you should have gotten when you sold the house?
Yes.
Okay, you still made a handsome profit when you sold the house. So instead of making $24,000, maybe you should have made $30,000, right? Fine.
Yeah.
You still made a handsome profit.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Donald and Donna Haig claim ex-son-in-law Chris Webster owes for the cost of a washer and dryer. Chris says the Haigs have been ignoring their grandchildren.
Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Haig, do you see your grandchildren?
Right now, no.
Why is that?
Because we don't see him.
I'm asking you why.
Because the feelings between him and I,
What kind of feelings?
it's bad.
Why?
I don't
Over what?
understand.
Over what?
Over the payment, because
Over the washer dryer?
Over the washer and dryer. And also, when I went to talk to him about it, he called the cops up, and the cops told me not to come back to the house. Because if I came back to the house, I would be arrested.
Okay. Now, why don't they see their grandsons?
I have no idea. His birthday, my 8-year-old son, Brandon, his birthday was this past Monday. Not one card, not one phone call, not nothing.
Did you send your grandson a birthday present?
Yes, I did.
You sent him
Where
a
was it?
birthday present?
Yes, I sent him a card. Yes, I did.
Card. Children like cards. They like presents. Why didn't you send him a birthday present?
Because I had put money in the card for his birthday present.
I don't believe that at all. Listen, if I construe this as a debt, I construe it as a joint debt. As far as I'm concerned, that debt should have been over. Certainly, 8 years later, the statute of limitations has run on that debt in any jurisdiction. And in this court, we use the doctrine of laches, which means if you sit on your laurels and you don't collect the debt, then it's forgiven. More importantly, I don't understand why grandparents, when they have a daughter who takes off, starting a new life, mothers usually don't do that, that are wrapped too tight. Got 2 little boys that she leaves with the father. You're living with the father, so you have the opportunity to be there and participate in the rearing of your grandchildren. What a gift that could be if you were nice people. What a wonderful opportunity that would be for you, madam, to say, look, my daughter's not here full-time. I got the 2 little boys. He's a carpenter. He works full-time. You know, I can be here. I can help shop and cook and take care of the boys if I want to. You're worried about a washer and dryer purchased in 1994. Your priorities are all screwed up, and I have no time for you. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step back.
I'm just glad it's over.
I don't think it was fair.
I don't know how much more money I have to pay.
I'm very upset about it.
Anytime they ever want to do anything with the grandkids,
Oh, I'd like to be part of their life.
all they have to do is just call.
I want to see everybody together, except I don't want nothing to do with Chris.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McKay Schuler versus Anglin. Step forward, please.
19-year-old waitress Ashley McKay and her boyfriend, 23-year-old dishwasher Craig Schuler, are suing their ex-roommate, customer service rep Brandy Anglin, for the return of personal property. Brandy is countersuing for rent, a security deposit, and the cost of living expenses.
Miss McKay, were you a friend of the defendant's?
No, we were a friend of her boyfriend.
Okay. According to your complaint, you and your boyfriend moved in with the defendant because you were having some financial difficulties and I gather got evicted from where you were living. You say that she agreed to let you stay there until you got back on your feet. Then something happened, she threw you out. It's your claim that she kept some of your property. You want her to pay for the property she kept. The defendant says that she did in fact keep some of your property because you owed her so much money, that you were there for 3 months, and in the 3 months that you were there gave her a total of $40. You didn't pay rent, you ate all of her food, you had a lot of other bills that you had while you were there, and she's counterclaiming. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When did you move into her house?
August 19th.
And when did she put you out?
It was September 18th.
So you were there 1 month?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No.
When did she move in?
July
July what?
29th.
And when did she move out?
September 18th.
So she was there 6 weeks. Okay. What stuff do you claim she kept?
We have a whole list right here. We have a 27-inch TV, a DVD player, a stereo, PlayStation 2, a fridge. We had Oriental rugs that were taken, my cell phone, DVDs, PlayStation games, VCR tapes, CDs, the book that had our CDs in it, our CD holder.
Where's all that stuff?
I don't know. I'm missing stuff also. And I take it that they didn't receive it either. But I do have
I don't understand what
a
you're
few
talking
things.
about. When you moved out, all this stuff was in the house, and I gather you told them to leave.
I told them to leave that night.
That night, and they left. And at the time they left, all that stuff was in the house.
Yes.
So where is it now?
My stuff's missing too also.
No.
Okay, where
The day they left, because you told them to leave, you were angry about something. I don't care what you were angry about. They left, and they didn't have opportunity to take all this stuff when you told them to leave that night. The next day, where was their stuff?
Still in the house.
When did you realize it was no longer there?
When the landlord showed up the 20th to get rent, and when I paid him the rent, he comes in the house like he usually does, and his translators come in, and he saw holes in the walls that they left in their room and in the door, and he told me to get out. So in the process of moving my stuff, some of my stuff came up missing.
I don't believe a word she says. When did you go back to get your property?
The 19th. So it was the very next day that we went back.
All right, you're suing for $3,000. The stuff that you have on this list is substantially more than that, but I gather that your limit is $3,000 in
Yes.
small claims court. Is that right? Okay. I don't believe this much of what you just told me about. I have no idea where their 27-inch TV is, where their DVD player is, where their VCR is, their PlayStation, where their small refrigerator is. I don't believe that you don't know where that stuff is.
I do know where that is.
Where is
I
it?
do. I've got that in storage at the place that I'm staying at.
Oh,
I do. The
there
TV,
you go.
not
There
the
you
DVD,
go.
but a VCR and a cell phone, which actually we have the same cell phone, but mine's a prepaid and hers a CenturyTel, and I have tried to return that to her because I don't want obligations to where accidents, somebody getting a hold of her phone.
What about a
and make cell
television,
phone.
her DVD player, a stereo, PlayStation, refrigerator?
No, PlayStation, I do not have. I do not. I will account for what I do have. I have 5 items of theirs.
Well, then let's hear what 5 items you have.
I have the 27-inch TV.
Okay.
I have a VCR. I have the mini refrigerator.
Okay.
I have the cell phone and a microwave.
Now I'm going to go over this very carefully with you, because if I find anything on here that I don't believe that you actually left when you left, that's not a good idea for you. You've got $400 worth of jewelry. You want to tell me about that?
Most of it was rings that my mom gave to me when she was about 16. She gave them to me. That's when she had them. I had a silver necklace from my grandma. I had 2 of those.
Why didn't you take that with you when you left?
When we were kicked out, it was about 12:30 at night, and she said, "Get out of my house. I have 2 gentlemen downstairs that will escort you out if you don't leave."
What items did you take when you left?
We got dressed, put our coats on. I grabbed my purse, money, car keys. That was it, and we took out.
Where's her jewelry?
I don't know where the jewelry is. I do not. I've never seen her wear a bit of jewelry. I don't know.
Do you have any of her CDs?
No, I do not.
You know where they are?
No, I do not.
Okay. Within 5 days, the TV, VCR, refrigerator, cell phone, and the microwave are to be turned back to the plaintiffs. They're in storage?
Yes, they are.
What's the name of the storage?
It's actually at the place where I'm living, in the basement. That's the storage. My stuff is in storage also down there. I'm using my ex-mother-in-law's house as that, because I have a lot of my stuff down there also.
What's your counterclaim?
Okay, they lived with us rent-free. Okay.
6 weeks, right.
Yeah. They made me lose my deposit on the house because they're little bickering, arguing, fussing, fighting all the time. And I lost my deposit because they got too upset at each other and him throwing stuff or punching the walls or whatever it is. I lost my deposit on my house.
You mean your security deposit?
Yes, I do.
Did you make any holes in the walls?
No, ma'am, I did not. Her and her boyfriend be fighting all the time. That's where the holes came from.
Go ahead.
They'd sleep all day. I even got her job at where I was working.
Would you tell me what they owe you money for, please?
What they owe me money for? They lived there rent-free. They ate all the groceries. The only groceries they brought in, I guess, was at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. They'd bring them in snacks.
Well, what was your arrangement with them?
My arrangement was $325 a month, and it was supposed to be including everything but food, which is gas and electric, stuff like that.
When did you make this arrangement with them?
Arrangement was made with them in July, the beginning of July. Other than that, but they, I'd watch his son when they were up doing whatever they wanted to.
What money did you give them towards the expenses of running the house?
Well, we did only give them $40. We had no agreement before we moved in.
Let's say you didn't.
Okay.
What about food?
She said she took care of the food. We could eat whatever we wanted. Her cabinets were always stocked, as long as if we made dinner, we made enough for everybody, and they would do the same thing.
Well, who bought the food?
She did.
Why should she support you?
We actually, when I started working, we went out to eat like every night. We started keeping food up in our bedroom. That's why the fridge was in our bedroom that my mom bought us, because we felt like we weren't allowed to eat there. All we did eat there was like eggs, cereal, macaroni and cheese, just side items. We didn't get into any meat, any expensive things whatsoever.
What difference does it make? That's food. Why should they support you?
That's just what she told us when we moved in. That
Why would she do that? Why would she do that? I don't believe that you necessarily had a rent arrangement with them, but I certainly believe that you didn't have an arrangement with them where you were going to support them like they were your children for the 6 weeks that they were there. And even if they paid minimally to cover some of the expenses, $50 a week, which is minimally what you absorbed while you were there, that would be $300 for the 6 weeks that you lived with them. I think that the rest of your stuff here maybe is worth $500. The difference in that is $200, and that's what you're going to get, period. Plus the remainder of the stuff that she has that's in storage. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Found in the matter of Newens versus Newens. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Mr. Newlands, when were you and the defendant married?
We were married in June of 1997. Or, excuse me, 1987.
And when were you divorced?
August of 1996.
Do you have children?
We have 4 children.
From 1987 till 1996, in what state did you reside?
From 1987 to 1996, we resided in California and in Wisconsin.
When did you reside in Wisconsin?
From 1992 to the beginning of 1994.
I ask you this because the timeline here is quite important.
Yes.
According to your complaint, after your divorce, you and your former wife were arrested here in California. And you were arrested on outstanding warrants from the state of Wisconsin for welfare fraud. According to you, there was an agreement between you and your former wife that if you paid whatever fines there were in Wisconsin, which amounted to $4,800, she would give you credit for $2,400 towards what you owed her in child support.
Correct.
Now you've been summoned to court and you've been told by the judge that you have to pay those arrears, which are probably more substantial than $2,400.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said to her, what about the agreement we had that you would give me credit for half of that? And she said, we don't have an agreement. So you want $2,400, which is her half of what you paid to the state of Wisconsin in order to get rid of all the charges pending against both of you.
Correct.
You were in the state of California when you were arrested, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had an attorney?
No, ma'am.
Who told you that if you paid this $4,800, you wouldn't have to go back to Wisconsin to surrender yourself?
The district attorney of Outagamie County, Wisconsin.
Now, tell me what the welfare fraud was about from 1992 to 1994.
I believe it's for food stamps and medical aid.
How come there was fraud, sir?
I believe there was fraud because we left the state as we were on welfare to move back to California without notifying the welfare department that we were moving.
You were on welfare in Wisconsin.
We were not collecting money, Your Honor. We were collecting food stamps and we were collecting medical.
Benefits. You were collecting welfare benefits.
Yes.
Is that because you were unemployed?
I was unemployed at the time.
Who were you living with?
Nancy and I were renting a house.
Who paid for the rent on the house if you were unemployed?
We paid for the rent on the house.
How?
Because I got a job for installing garage doors. I wasn't employed the whole time. And it wasn't a sufficient amount of money to support the family. That's why we went for aid.
So your wife stayed at home with the children?
She did.
So you're telling me that they sued you for fraud for $4,800 because you left the state and they didn't have to pay you money anymore?
We basically left the state, and instead of tracking us down and figuring out that they wanted all of their benefits back, which totaled the $4,880.
Probably the only person in creation that I know that happens to. Usually they say, wow, they're out there with California's problem now. Now, Mr. Newlands, how much do you owe in child support, sir?
$10,000 in child support and $10,000 in alimony.
How come you haven't paid any money?
Well, I've actually paid a lot of money, Your Honor. The reason being is because in the state of California, your ex-wife or whoever's receiving the support can go back at any time and ask for an audit of the payments, which she did. And I had a court order for my employers to pay her directly, which they did, but I had to prove it, and these two employers were no longer in business, so I could not find the record of payments.
So you're telling me that the judgment was entered against you and you have to pay arrears on $20,000 for money that you paid?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a lawyer representing you this time?
No, ma'am. But the litigation went for a whole year. Now, I can't afford a lawyer. I work 60 hours a week to support 4 kids. My ex-wife, since the day we married, has not worked at all. and still doesn't to this day. She solely relies on my support to support all 4 kids.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Newens. Now we're going to come to you. He says that you're receiving partial benefits. Is that correct? Do you have any idea why you were charged with welfare fraud?
It was explained to me when, without notifying the county about our moving, there was a warrant automatically slapped on because there was an outstanding amount that needed to be paid back, like $700 some odd dollars.
For what?
For overpayment is what they called it.
So you were notified that you were receiving overpayment of $700 while
Yes.
you were living in Wisconsin,
Yes.
and you left without paying that amount.
Yes. They were charging us interest and stuff because the penalties on that.
Now, your former husband says that he paid you this money, this $10,000 in child support and $10,000 in alimony. Is that true that he's paid you this money?
I have, Your Honor, from the month, some partial payments, and for the last month of October, I received...
Look at me. Now you can speak.
Okay, I'm sorry. $29.90 for the month of October. $500 for the month of September, and before that, nothing. Payments are coming, and partial payments, whole payments, every now and then, off and on through the last couple of years.
Did they come right out of his check?
He's self-employed.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Todd Newens says ex-wife Nancy Newens owes for an unpaid loan for bail after they both were arrested for welfare fraud. Nancy says Todd doesn't pay his child support.
How long have you been self-employed, Mr. Newens?
Roughly 3 years.
So when you say that your employer, what employer are you talking about that you couldn't find?
The court order dates back to 1997. The amount in arrears they're asking for was for 97 and 98.
Just those 2 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so this proceeding had nothing to do with current arrears for the year 2000, 2001, 2002. Is that what you're telling me?
What I have a court order here that I got from them. What they dated it from 6 of 97 to 10/1 of 02 to make it current.
Mr. Newens, I don't know if you think that I'm not wrapped too tight. I asked you a question. The question I asked you was whether you were telling me that the arrears that they were talking about, that you just had a trial on, dealt with monies that you owed, you said from 97 and 98.
Correct.
And I said that they conducted a whole hearing for a year and didn't bring that amount up to the current date for arrears, and you said, oh, I have the order. And the order says that those were arrears that you owe from 97 to the year 02.
The reason why they did that, Your Honor, is because we were fighting for the last year in court over the amount of arrears. And it was my burden to prove that all my previous employers paid.
All right, forget the previous employees from 97 to 98. She says she has been receiving sporadic payments. Is that true? And now you're self-employed.
Yes, it is true.
Sometimes it's true. All right, that's what I wanted to know.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I'm going to get to it, Mr. Newens. Don't pussyfoot around me. Are you remarried?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You have children with your new wife?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, let's start with August of 2002. How much money did you send to your former wife for child support and alimony in August of 2002?
Your Honor, I don't have that information with me, and the reason why I don't have that information with me is because it's quite irrelevant, because I have an order that you have before you stating the amount I have to pay in arrears of $200 per month.
That's perfect. So what are you bothering me for?
I'm asking for money owed that I paid $4,880 for, that I can't get credit through the County of San Bernardino for child support, which had she not agreed to credit me half, I would have never made the payment. We would have flew back to Wisconsin and fought this battle in court.
So then I'm going to resolve it very quickly for you, sir.
Okay.
From 1992 to 1994, according to you, you had 2 young children, and your former wife was unemployed. She was taking care of the children. It was therefore your responsibility, your contractual responsibility with your former wife, to be the provider. You found that you could not be a provider for your wife and your 2 young children, so you were forced to apply to the state for certain benefits. Then you were advised that there was an overpayment of $700. Rather than taking care of that part of your financial responsibility before you left the state of Wisconsin, you decided to leave the state of Wisconsin and move to California. It was because of that they issued a warrant for the both of you. You paid that amount. That's not for child support. That's not for spousal support. That's to reimburse the state for money that the state expended on behalf of you and your family because you could not fulfill your end of the contractual marital responsibility with your former wife. And in addition to that, you have continued to accrue arrears over the years, the last 3 years when you've been self-employed. Sometimes you pay, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you send a little, sometimes you send a lot. That doesn't excuse you from working at some point. Are you working now?
Yes, I am.
Good. What kind of work do you do?
Right now I do child care. And in the past I was doing dental assisting.
Well, I would suggest you find yourself some way of earning a living that you enjoy.
Exactly.
And if it's not childcare, because childcare sometimes is a temporary thing that you do when your children are very little, because that's a way to take care of your responsibility as a stay-at-home parent and also make some extra money. But I'm going to strongly urge you to find a career that you like, because otherwise you're going to be relying on him forever. And that's wrong for your support. You both have to support these children. You both made them now. You're not living together. You're not married. You both have to support them. But she certainly isn't going to give you back $2,400 for money that you owe the state of Wisconsin, sir. Your complaint's dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Nancy's been on a free ride for many years, refusing to work.
Should be said and done. It was over in court beforehand.
After she got out of jail, she's freed, the bill's paid. It's the heck with me.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Griffin versus Harris. Step forward, please.
Sales rep Aaron Griffin is suing his ex-girlfriend, nurse's aide Darlene Harris, for the return of his personal property and for having him falsely arrested. Darlene says Aaron broke into her apartment.
Mr. Griffin, you are suing the defendant, who was your former girlfriend, because you say she had you falsely arrested for burglarizing her property, when what you were actually trying to do was to get some of your stuff out because she had thrown you out. Ms. Harris said that you did in fact break in and all the property that you wanted belonged to her. Is that right?
Right.
Were you living together?
I had my own home.
Is that right?
No, he was living in my house.
Did he also have his own home?
Well, yes.
What was your stuff doing in her apartment?
We had decided to spend 2 weeks together. After a few days, I recognized that she didn't have some items. She didn't have a television in the bedroom. She didn't have a living room set. So I decided to move some of my belongings from my home over to her residence.
What did you move over?
I brought over my living room set, a television.
Which consisted of what?
Consisted of a cherry oak table, 8 chairs. I also brought over a 19-inch television, a portable CD player, my clothing, some dishes, glasses, silverware, and also...
She didn't have any of that stuff?
She had some of it, but incomplete set.
She didn't have enough for you to eat off for 2 weeks?
Well, I wanted to assist, and as I said, I...
Wants to assist in what?
Assist her in some of the items that she didn't have.
And so after 2 weeks it didn't work out. What happened, Mr. Griffin?
Well, we had planned to get married, and there was an issue in that I was still married and needed to get a divorce.
That's what Miss Harris said.
Yeah.
That's what Miss Harris said. She said when you brought the 8 chairs in, she didn't know you still had 8 chairs and a wife. Okay, so what happened?
She didn't apparently want to wait until I could get a divorce. So I decided that it was time for me to move out. That Monday, morning, we had one final argument, and I left, but I did leave my belongings in the residence. The argument had gotten very bitter, and I decided that it was just best if I leave at that
That was
point.
smart.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Upon my return, I found that the defendant was not in her residence and the door was locked. I did have she had given me a key when I first arrived from Texas.
But she took the key off the ring.
Right, unbeknownst to me.
How do you retrieve your articles?
Well, actually, I came in through the side window. I kind of pushed it up and climbed in.
No, but how do you get them? You brought over table, chairs, TVs, CDs. Where are you going to put all this stuff?
Well, I was going to place all of the items that I could carry into my vehicle.
What kind of vehicle do you have?
A Mercury Sable.
Is it one of those expandable Mercury Sables?
No, Your Honor. It's average size.
So you weren't planning too well.
I guess not, no.
So what happened? You crawl into the house and you open up a window, crawl into the house, and what happened next, sir?
I commenced to packing my clothing and my luggage, and the doorbell rang. And when the doorbell rang, I went to the door thinking it was the defendant.
It wasn't the defendant, it was the...
Police. Right. It was the police upon me opening the door, but I thought it was the defendant.
Okay, what you thought. What you thought was irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay, so you opened the door and it was the police. Go ahead.
Right. They asked me what my name was. I said Aaron Griffin. They said, you're now under arrest, and they charged me with burglary. The defendant indicated that she didn't know me.
Really?
Broken in.
Just a second. Did you tell the police you didn't know him?
No, I never told, no.
You told him to call his wife. She knows him.
Very well.
Were you there when she said she didn't know you?
They were actually leading me down the stairs of the porch, and she was standing in front of the house with the police.
Yes.
She said she didn't know me, that I had broken in.
That's pretty nasty if you did it.
I never said that. I never said that.
Okay, so let's talk about this report that you made to the police. Tell me about that.
I was coming up my street with my sister-in-law, and I saw his vehicle in my driveway. Shouldn't have been in my driveway because I had taken the key off the key ring. I was scared. We had an argument, and I was...
So you called the police?
I called the police, and they met me at my house. They saw the window, and they arrested him.
They saw the window what?
It was broken.
How was it broken? The glass was broken?
Yes.
Did you break the glass?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you've left that out. You said you just pushed the window up a little bit. So you broke the window to get in?
Yes, I did.
That's not false arrest. You can't do that. It's not your house. You can't break a window to get in. So that takes care of your false arrest charge. Now you want all your furniture back.
Yes, I do.
Table, 8 chairs, 19-inch television, CD, dishes. You have all that stuff?
No, I do not.
Where is it?
I put it into the trash. I got rid of it.
Oh, no, Miss Harris, listen to me. You know how I caught him in fibs? That's a fib. You want to tell me what you did with his table and 8 chairs?
That's what I did with it.
Well,
I woke up one day and I was upset and I didn't want any reminder of him in my house, and I put that stuff out.
You put it out? Good.
Yes.
You pay for it. That was the wrong thing to do.
Well,
that was the wrong thing to do.
We were getting married and had a wife.
Listen to me. That was the wrong thing for you to do. You acted impulsively, and it was the wrong thing to do, so you have to pay for it. I don't believe that you just took it outside and threw it out. You may have given it to somebody.
Well, people in the neighborhood, I'm sure they came and took the stuff up off the curb.
Including the television? Including the television set?
Yes.
That's fine, then you pay for it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,250. But that's it, Mr. Griffin. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Number 267 on the calendar, the matter of Bricker versus McLeod. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Bricker, while you and the defendant were in a relationship, it is your claim that you financed a car for him. That's correct. With the understanding that he was going to make all the payments, and when all the payments were made, the title would be placed in his name. He missed a payment. You took the car back. The time he, yes, according to your complaint, madam, that's what you say. You say part of your agreement was that if he missed one payment, you would take the car back. He missed a payment, you took the car back. When you took the car back, it had a bad transmission, and you want him to pay for the transmission, and that he owes you money for furniture. Now, is anything that I said incorrect?
He missed the payment in December.
I don't care when he missed it. He missed a payment.
Right, correct. But I did not get the car back until...
I don't care when you got the car back.
I didn't
the
get
reason
the car back
you
until
took
August.
the car back is because he missed a payment.
He asked me if I wanted the car back. I did not take the car back from him. I sent him a certified letter stating that he could keep the car because I didn't want it back because I knew the transmission was damaged.
So why did you take it back?
He called and asked me if I wanted the car back. And so that's exactly what I did. I said, then fine, if you don't want the car, then give it back to me. So,
Miss Bricker, you have the car.
Correct.
You want him to pay you for the bad transmission.
Correct.
He made all the payments for the car except one.
Correct.
That's what I said.
Okay.
And you claim that you made a loan to him for furniture. He says it was never a loan for furniture. You bought some furniture for his house, but that was of your own volition. There was never a discussion of it being a loan. And you were really being sort of spiteful in taking back the car because he made all of the payments. For how long, sir?
For 11 months.
One payment he missed, and it wasn't even the last payment. It was a payment several months before, and he thought that you forgave that missed payment, and if you had asked him for it, he would have given it to you. So he is counterclaiming. He's counterclaiming for all the money he put into the car. That's what this case is about. Where is the car?
he has it right now.
I have it right now.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you have it for?
Because she told me if I started making payments on it, that she would allow me to continue to make payments on it.
That is not true.
That is
You
true.
have the car now.
I have the car now.
Good, so your counterclaim's dismissed, right? Because you have the car, right? What do you look so stunned for? What do you look stunned for? You're counterclaiming for the car payments because you say you want all the money back.
As long as
You have the car back. That was your agreement.
Because it wasn't ever my intention to give her the car back. I wanted to keep making payments on it.
That's what you're going to do, right?
Right.
So you're withdrawing your counterclaim.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, and you're withdrawing that part of your claim that deals with the transmission for the car because you didn't have it fixed. Is that right?
The reason he has the car back is because his dad's truck broke down that he was using. He called up and asked if he could rent the car from me, and I said fine. He gave me $50 on Wednesday to rent the car from me because he had no transportation to take his kids to and from school.
Miss Bricker, did you pay any money to fix the transmission on the car?
Over $3,800, yes, I did.
Let me see the bill.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
There's also another. The transmission became disabled, and there was a statement that said from his mechanic that said that the car was going to need a new transmission. A year later is when I paid for the new transmission. After he called me and told me, you can have the car back. Here's the receipts.
I just want to see the bill
Your
for
Honor.
the transmission.
Your Honor. I intended on making payments on it and getting the transmission fixed, and she makes it seem like I just gave the car back because it was broken.
That's exactly.
That's
why I
not
gave
correct.
The car back.
We broke up.
I don't care. I don't care. You have to pay her for having the car fixed if you want it back.
I was going to pay that.
Good. Now let's hear about the furniture.
In October, I came into some money, a lot of money. And what ended up happening is he was getting ready to move out from where he was currently living with his two small children, and he was moving into a new place. And I wanted things nice. He had old furniture for the kids. He had absolutely nothing, no pots and pans, hardly anything in the house, because most of this stuff was missing after his divorce from his wife or separation. And so what I did, and he agreed to this, I said, here's some furniture that's for sale. I said, it's $125. It was a 7-piece, you know, couch, sofa, love seat, coffee table, lamp, the whole thing. And I said, do you want this? And he said, yes. And I go, well, I'll pay it, and then and you'll pay me back. And that was the agreement. I wasn't buying this for him. I gave him other gifts other than.
We're talking about $125?
No. It's not more. It's more than that. It's stuff for the bathroom that I purchased.
Gifts.
It was not gifts.
Shh, don't speak to her. What do you need stuff for the bathroom? What's stuff for the bathroom?
Stuff for the bathroom, shower curtains, towels, clothes for the kids, dressers, all of that stuff. I paid for everything, and he agreed that he would pay me back for all of this.
Show me.
I have it.
Show me.
Show. What do you want me to show you? He said, send me statements, and I did. I started sending them back in March to them, and I have copies of the statements that I started sending.
You have something on that recording that says that he acknowledges that debt?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to hear it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Victoria Bricker says ex-boyfriend Alfonso McLeod owes for car damages and for an unpaid loan for furniture.
All right. Let me hear the tape, please.
Number 8 at 5:26 a.m.
So you think hanging up on me is going to make you get paid any quicker? Well, like I said before, you were such an immature child and hung up the phone. I'm willing to give you your money back that I owe you. I'm also willing to give you $50 a month to ensure that you get paid and receive every last penny that I owe you. But if you don't think that that's good enough, why don't you just go ahead and take me to court, and then that way we'll find out what you will ultimately end up receiving. Either it's going to be all or it's going to be nothing. So those are your two options. You let me know what you want to do. You can go ahead and call me during my manpower hours. You can go ahead and tell me what you think about that, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Well, every other conversation, she goes, well, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Money only came up when we separated.
I'm not interested in that explanation. September 8th, you said I'm going to give you back all the money that I owe you.
And I was referring to the car.
How many more months do you have to pay her out?
About between 30 and 36.
You mean pay to the bank?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm willing to do that.
You're slick. Tell me about the things that you purchased for the house, because you're entitled to have your say. I'm not interested in what you have to say. I'm interested in what he has to say right now. Tell me about the things that you purchased for the house and how that came about.
Okay, I had furniture, I had a TV, whatnot, blah, blah. You know, she's like, well, this is old stuff.
Were you dating at the time?
Yes.
When did you move?
December of 2001. We had broken up 3 times since then, but we were still dating.
You were dating in December of 2001 when you moved. Is that correct, Miss Bricker?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I had my furniture in there, but as she says, it was old, so she offered to get new furniture. I said, okay. And she knew my situation. She knew that I was going through a divorce and that I'm paying child support for 3 other children. I'm raising my 2 daughters by myself. So she offered to buy this furniture among other items that I felt were considered gifts. Well, if you have money to go ahead and pay me back, then go ahead. I can't pay you all at once. It's okay. Just give me money when you can. Okay.
Is that what she said to you?
Yes.
And is that what you said to her?
Yes.
So you were paying her back for the furniture?
Yes, if I had...
Shh! Listen to me. Just answer my question. You were paying her back for the furniture?
Yes.
Why did you stop?
Actually, I didn't stop, Your Honor.
Well, when was the last time you paid her any money for the furniture?
I would say probably in July.
Let me see.
Well, here's a bank statement, too, that shows the highlighted parts, or the things that are highlighted is the payments that I put into her account.
Okay, you made the car payment, so the last time you made payment was you're right, in July. For the other things.
Yes. Can I say something?
No! Because you're all over the place, sir. You have to have a defense. Your defense is either it was a gift Or your defense was that I don't have any more money, but you say it was a gift, but I did make payments. You don't make payments on a gift.
I was giving her money because that's what she asked for.
You were giving her money for a long time.
That's what I want to say. The only time when she asked for something is when we broke up. Everything was okay when we're together. And when we broke up, it's like, I want my car back.
How many children do you have?
5.
Is that her fault?
No, it's not her fault.
It's not her fault, sir, if you have to work 5 jobs because you made 5 children. It's not her fault. You don't take on responsibilities, borrow money that you can't pay back. You don't make more children than you can afford to take care of. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
She wanted the car back when we...
I didn't ask you anything else. Does this 3842 include the car?
Yes. If I subtracted the payment.
Just answer my question.
Yes,
Does that
it
say
does.
yes?
Yes, it does include the car.
Car and the furniture?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of 3842. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You get involved with somebody, you make mistakes, you come from an honest place, and they don't.
Next time you get a girlfriend like that, make sure you have everything in writing.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Nealon versus Miller. Step forward, please.
Elizabeth Nealon is suing her boyfriend's wife, student Desiree Miller, for the value of a truck and for the return of a down comforter.
Miss Nealon, you have a boyfriend.
Yes, I do.
And what's his name? And also happens to be the defendant's husband.
That's correct.
I assume you are separated from your husband. Is that right?
Yes, we are.
How long have you been separated from your husband?
Off and on, about 3 years.
And how long were you actually living together?
Well, we've been married for 10.
So you lived together for 7? And
Correct.
you've been separated for 3. According to your complaint, Miss Nealon, you and your boyfriend had a truck. The defendant took the truck and sold it or junked it. She needed some money. You want to be reimbursed for the truck as well as for a comforter that was in the truck. I assume that that's the comforter in question.
Mm-hmm.
Defendant says she had a right to take the truck. It was purchased 6 years ago when they were still living together. It was her husband's truck. She needed money. She had a right to take it and sell it, even though it wasn't in her name. That's your defense.
Pretty much, yes.
Let me see the title to the truck.
Your Honor, I also have papers here that show that they were legally separated when the truck was purchased originally.
Doesn't make any difference. Where did you take the truck from?
From my father-in-law's house.
How did you get it?
I went over there and drove it because he had messed with my car. My car was inoperable. So therefore, when he got incarcerated, I went and picked up the truck. I had legal right to do so. It was community property.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Well, I got court ordered to do so.
Oh, well, let me see the court order.
I don't have it on me.
Well, then you don't have it. Then you don't have it. If you don't have it with you, then you don't have it. Now, this car is registered in her name alone.
Prior to the registration being due, my husband had warrants out for his arrest.
I don't care. The car is registered in her name alone.
But when I took the truck, it was not registered to her and her alone.
How do I know that?
Well, she mumble-jumbled some paperwork around so she could take it out of his name so that she's sole registered owner, so then she could turn around and try to press GTA charges.
Wait just a second. Let me see the former title to the car, madam.
And I would like to add to Your Honor that she didn't drive the truck. She has her own vehicle.
Doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make a difference. That's
No,
correct.
not at all.
But it was community property between my husband and I. He stole my vehicle, and I was told there was nothing I could do about it. It was community property. I couldn't make no report, do nothing about it. We're legally married.
Listen to me. You don't know, and the law doesn't know, whether or not he sold the vehicle. Let us say, instead of transferring the title to her, he sold the car, which
Okay.
was only in his name,
Okay.
to a third person. He sold it to Bird. Put the papers away, please, madam.
Sorry.
Under your theory, you had a right to go to Bird's house, take the truck, and junk it.
No.
Under your theory, you said it's community property. He has no right to transfer the title to somebody else.
I had already had possession of the vehicle when his name was removed and her name was the sole registered owner. I had already had possession of the vehicle.
On what date?
I don't recall the date.
Give me the month.
I don't know, last month, a month and a half ago.
Give me the month.
The month, well, what's this, October, so I'd say August?
Is that when you took the truck from your father-in-law's house?
Yes.
What did you do with the truck when you took it from your father?
I drove the truck, and within
For how long?
Maybe a month, about a month, somebody had filled the gas tank. I mean, completely filled the gas tank with sugar. On top of that, we paid $1,600 for the truck 6 years ago. Not a dime has been invested into that truck since then, but what my passed away mother put into it, which was clutch and brakes.
You drove the truck for a month.
Correct.
And then it was rendered inoperable. Is that what you're telling me? What did you do with it after it was rendered inoperable?
Well, I gave it to the tow truck company for a ride home. The truck was completely worthless. When the engine was, and the body was shot out, and the truck was worthless.
Now, what do you know about this truck? Did it end up in a junkyard?
That's what I understand, that, but it's all hearsay. I really don't know what happened to it.
Did you ever check with the junkyard?
I called several junkyards and never was able to locate the truck.
Now, how much money did you pay for this truck?
$2,500.
Show me. This says that you are loaning him $2,500, dated August 20th. In lieu of the loan in return, he will put in my name the title of his truck until the loan is paid in full. If he fails to pay off the loan, he agrees the truck will be turned over to me for payment in full. He will begin making payments of $250 a month to commence upon his employment, and you both agree he should be employed no later than the middle of August and should have made at least one full payment by the end of August. Show me where you took out the $2,500 from.
I didn't bring my bank statements with me.
That's too bad. That is too bad.
I brought everything else. I thought that was going to be sufficient.
It's not.
And Your Honor,
I have to believe you that you gave him $2,500. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Now, what was he incarcerated for?
She made false allegations of him stalking her.
False. They're
Is he? Shh. Is he still incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am, he is.
Was he convicted or is he waiting trial?
He's awaiting trial.
When was the last time you saw him?
Last weekend.
Do you go every weekend to see him?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
Right now I'm unemployed. She had me fired from my job.
What kind of work do you do? You're unemployed.
Sales.
And when was the last time you were employed on a full-time basis?
Was August 17th.
What kind of work were you doing?
Selling satellite television.
Where do you live now?
I live in Anaheim with my mother, who I take care of. She has Alzheimer's disease.
How long did you have that job that you lost in August?
Approximately 2.5 years.
Okay, Ms. Nealon, let me tell you this. I'm dismissing your claim with leave for you to come back and refile within 1 week.
Okay.
If you can establish to my satisfaction that you actually gave him $2,500 from a withdrawal from the bank, therefore that you actually paid in due course something for this truck, I will entertain your action again.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Not a problem.
Other than that, you get nothing. Because other than that, what happened was, truck was turned over to you to keep it out of her hands. She took it. She says it was community property. I don't know if I believe it was community property. She also has the right to bring me this order that she says it was in existence, which she also conveniently doesn't have, that allowed her to take the truck. But more importantly, from your perspective, I want to see that you gave, what's his name? $2,500 for anything. Do you understand?
Sure.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step
Oh,
out.
by the way, she can take back her down comforter.
This is case number 357 on the calendar in the matter of D'Amico versus Aquino. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mrs. D'Amico, the defendant is your former husband, and this must be one of your children.
This is my son, Brandon.
According to your complaint, your son Brandon was living with his father for a period of time, then came back to live with you.
Exactly.
It is your claim, one, that his father refuses to return some of his personal property, and two, that Brandon received some sort of a Social Security check, and that his father kept some of that money after he had returned to your home. Is that right?
That's true, Your Honor.
Mr. Aquino says that the things that were purchased for his son are in his home. He can come and use them whenever he wants to use them, and that he had some sort of an arrangement with his son to pay for some of that stuff. And he didn't pay for them, so Mr. Aquino kept some of his money.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. When were you divorced?
In 92, August.
How many children do you have?
3 children.
Give me their names and ages, please.
I have Nicolina, who's going to be 20, Eric, who's going to be 19 in December, and Brendan, who's 16.
Okay. When you were divorced in 1992, the children were living with whom?
With me.
For how long?
Since that time, Your Honor, I had physical custody of the children.
At this time, am I correct, according to you, that 2 of the children are living with you?
Yes, Your Honor. And the date of divorce was 93 of July. The date was incorrect.
Okay, well, I have the papers here, and it's part of the file. Regardless.
Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Are 2 of the children currently living with you?
Eric and Brendan. Brendan left the home.
No, listen to me.
Yes.
You're not following my question. You're not receiving, you're thinking about an answer. Are 2 of the children currently living in your home?
One of the children are currently living in the home.
Who?
Eric.
Where is your daughter?
Nicolina had left, and I don't know where she went.
Your Honor.
Is Nicolina living with you?
Well, on and off, Your Honor. She's 20 years old. She's liberated. She goes back and forth.
But she was for a period of time living with her father?
Yes, until he threw her out.
Okay. Stop playing with your papers.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor.
Just a second. I ask questions,
sorry.
you answer them, then I make a decision. That's the way we go here. It's comfortable for me. I'm used to routine. All right. Now, when did Brendan go and live with his father?
The end of June 2001.
And when did he return to your house?
June 2002.
Why did he leave your house?
He had an argument with me. At the time, I was imposing a curfew.
He had an argument with you.
Right.
Went to his father. What kind of Social Security check does Brendan get?
Well, the father receives Social Security disability, and Brendan gets a stipend from the government based on Darren's record.
What's the nature of your disability? Is it a physiological disability
it's
or a
physical.
psych?
Yeah, it's
or
a multiple physical, Your Honor.
Multiple physical.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been on disability?
Since 1987.
Okay. What things do you claim that are in your former husband's house that belongs to your son?
Main items were TV, VCR,
Just a minute.
PlayStation.
TV, VCR, what else?
Several electronic games, all his clothing, all his shoes, which I have a list of, Your Honor, right here.
But there was a TV, was a VCR, and was a PlayStation that you took to your father's house?
Yes.
And are they still at your father's house?
Correct.
Why?
Why? Well, Your Honor, he left that house in a very bad way. He was thrown out at 4:30 in the morning by her. We had to go pick him up. He didn't speak with her for 6 months.
Mr. Aquino, listen to me carefully, sir. Are there any items that you have in your home that you personally purchased for your son after June of 2001 when he was living with you?
Oh, sure.
What?
I have PlayStation 2, is it?
Just a second. PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
What else?
Xbox.
Xbox. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Go ahead.
Clothes from Old Navy.
Okay.
That are still brand new in the packages.
Exactly.
Listen to me.
Yes.
5 days from today's date, all of his property, so far with the extension of PlayStation 2 and Xbox, are to be quiet, are to be packed in a box. That all, quiet, that all goes back to your son. Now, I will give you 30 seconds to convince me that that is not going to happen.
Okay, Your Honor, there is lots of complications at that household. Many of the children have had abusive treatment by the mother.
I don't care. Mr. Aquino,
Your Honor.
pay careful attention, sir. Your son is 16 years old.
That is correct.
Which means he is still a minor.
That is correct.
Should you wish to contest custody
I am
of your
doing so.
child, you're not receiving, you're speaking.
Yes, Your Honor.
Should you wish to contest custody of your child, you go to the appropriate family court. They will conduct a hearing with regard to whether or not he gets to stay where he wants to stay at age 16, whether it's not in his best interest to be with his mother. In the meantime, all of his property that he came to you with goes back to him. Keep going. I don't want to hear about abuse. I don't want to hear about
Your Honor, right now as we speak, an attorney is filing a document in Nassau County Family Court to restore him back to a stable lifestyle, which I set up for him. He did not go back to her in June. He went in August to visit. She's misinforming you. She's also filed other documents that are falsified, which I would like this court to consider that she made fraudulent statements to the Family Court of Queens.
Mr. Aquino, I want you to pay attention to me.
Yes, Your Honor.
I sat in the family court, the state of New York, the city of New York for many, many years, Mr.
I know.
Aquino.
That's why I was confident
So
here
I'm
today.
telling you, and I'm going to tell it to you, for the moment at least, without your son here. Wait outside. Wait outside. Fast! Fast! I have things to do.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Deborah D'Amico says ex-husband Darren Aquino won't return their son's belongings. Deborah also claims Darren has been withholding money from their son.
Now, one of the problems when you deal with 16-year-olds is they're very mobile. They get to go where they want to go.
Yes.
Usually when a child is over the age of 12, a family court judge in hearing a petition for custody is going to make a determination that, yes, it may be true that you present the more stable home for this child. However, if he says to the judge, there's no way that I want to go and stay with my father. I want to stay with my mother for whatever reason. And the judge is going to say, listen, what am I going to do? He's 16 years old. He can get on a bus. He can get on a train. He can take off. Where am I going to put him? So before you spend a whole bunch of money, you might be as well served if you got into some family counseling with him to try to resolve some of whatever problems exist, because sometimes it's an exercise in futility to try to tell a 16-year-old where to live.
I understand.
Not going to
that, Your
happen.
Honor.
In the meantime, it doesn't serve you well to keep this stuff as sort of ransom, because it makes your son angry with you.
Yes,
It's
Your Honor.
not a good idea. Forget about his mother. I don't know if she's good or bad, or a good mother or a bad mother, a psycho or not. I don't know. All I'm telling you is you have a child
Absolutely.
who right now is mad at you because you have his TV. You have his Nintendo. You have his PlayStation. All stupid things. Stupid things. But he's angry with you for that. And if you want to open a dialogue, you're smarter not to be stubborn and say, here, you want it? These are just things. All right, now I'm going to let you speak.
Your Honor, the reason I kept those things is because it was not settled that he's there. In my fight to get him back, because of the complications with the new fella in her life, now her husband, Brendan showed to myself and to my future wife these dissatisfactions and expressed to her more than me, because he bonded with her as a second mother figure, which is good. It's good. Okay? My concern is that these things that she shows him with the counseling, Your Honor, I've suggested that she would interfere.
Your Honor.
She told Judge
He's a liar.
of the family
He
court,
is a liar.
who you probably know. He got up. I've never seen a judge get up in rage with veins popping, yelling at her to shut up, that he makes the rules.
That is not
She
true.
interferes.
This man has taken me to court in 20 years.
Your Honor.
I must say this because I've
She's
been
cutting me
carrying him
off
for
as
20
usual.
years. This man has made false allegations, has used the judicial system to work for his benefit. He makes
You're right.
people lie for him. I am an upright citizen, a good mother. I've been taking care of my children
You
since
filed a
I'm
document
divorced.
forgery
And
in
I
the
have been
Supreme Court.
supporting them since. The man doesn't even pay child support.
Not
He is
supposed
a
to. We have an
loser,
obligation
Your Honor.
not to do that.
And the man is
She
making up
calls up
lies here, and
fraud.
he's telling you this that like it's so, and it's not true.
Mr. Miko, what I'm telling you is, if you listen, I said, I don't care any of this stuff he's giving me. I'm telling him he's got to return the stuff.
I am so glad you did that.
Period.
I am so
End of discussion.
honored.
Because, Mr. Aquino, it's not the right thing to do
Yes, Your Honor.
to further alienate your 16-year-old by keeping property that he deems his. Now, let's move on. That's finished. Let's move on to the second part of it, which is $391 a month. I am assuming, because I'm not going into this,
That was a recent increase, Your Honor.
whatever it is, you acknowledge that you kept some of his money because you say the last insurance benefit I received, it's not insurance,
No.
Mr. Aquino.
It's
It's my money. It's Bird's money that we pay to support you because you're disabled.
Exactly.
No, it's my money that I paid into the fund.
How old were you in 1987?
28, I think.
28? And you've been collecting now for 15 years. So you've been collecting more than you worked, and you're going to collect for another 20 or 30 years. Believe me, it's not your money you put into the fund, it's Bird's money.
Thank you.
You say thank you.
So
You misused that
Mr.
money.
Aquino,
Yes,
pay
Your
attention
Honor.
to me. Believe me, I've been around the block longer than you have, Mr. Aquino.
Yes, Your Honor.
Trust me. So it's not insurance money.
No, ma'am.
It's Bird's money that went to your son that you kept, and you kept at a time when he wasn't living with you because you
Not
acknowledge
so.
that.
Not so, Your
No,
Honor.
no, that's what you
No,
said.
no. He
what you
took
said.
it in advance, Your Honor, to buy those sets. He says, Dad, can I have this money to buy the box and
Just
all
a sec.
this check?
I want you to be quiet. I got you now. Let me say. So what you're saying is he took... Quiet, Mr. Aquino.
I can't tell you if I'm quiet.
Mr. Aquino, what you're saying to me, sir, is that your son took an advance on his Social Security disability payment.
My Social Security disability
His.
payment. His beneficiary payment.
Bird's money. So that he could buy a PlayStation 2 and other electronic games.
And the
Wrong! Wrong! Absolutely wrong. Listen to me, sir. If you, as his parent, choose to purchase electronic games for him, you don't make the choice unless it's out of your money. Now, if he's living with you, and because you say, well, you're going to get a check net. Mr. Aquino, I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir. Because there may be something physiologically wrong with you, but there's nothing psychologically wrong with you,
That is
except you're a little
correct.
bit of a hustler. And when you say to me, quiet, and when you say to me he took an advance so that after he moved out I kept that money, I'm telling you that that's a hustle. Now, he moved out according to you in August.
That's
According
correct.
to his mother in June, according to you in August. Did you keep August's benefit?
August benefit went to her.
Your Honor, I got copies of the 2 checks
Can I
that
see
I
it,
got.
please?
I got statements to Social Security, too, of the misuse
These
of
are
the
the
funds
2
that
checks
she's
that I
had.
did
Okay?
receive since Brendan has been back with me.
Brendan has never received any use of his money while in Deborah's care.
Just a second, he's not supposed to get the money, Mr.
It's for the
Aquino.
parent to use.
It's not for the parent to use.
Quiet.
What?
Quiet. He is not supposed to get the money, Mr. Aquino.
At an age.
He's not supposed to get the...
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
He's not supposed to get the money, Mr. Aquino, until he reaches his majority. At 16, he is still a minor, which is why you can go to the family court to try to get custody of him, because he's still a minor. He doesn't control the money. It goes to the person who is providing him with
Which
food.
was me.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
Yes. He lived with me. What do you mean? He lived with us.
Mr. Aquino, he didn't live with you in
Yes.
September. He didn't live with you in August.
Of what year?
2002.
No, he did not. But he'll return very soon.
I doubt it.
I don't.
doubt it.
I doubt
don't.
it.
I doubt it.
When they see the fraud that she committed in the courts,
I doubt it.
I don't doubt it. You filed
I'm
a false
talking-
document in Supreme Court.
You received August's check for 2002?
It
That's what it
indicates
said.
on the check I received
August 2000.
August.
To me, you have August and you have October. And I don't. You had better find out from them what happened for September, because they skipped
Your Honor, they're a
September.
month behind. You get the previous month when
I
they
don't
send
want
it
you
to
to interrupt me again. You
No,
may interrupt
Your
her. You don't
Honor.
interrupt me.
You're
Trying
wrong.
to explain
No,
the checks and
don't
how they come.
explain anything. Don't
I'll
explain
tell you
anything.
what
They're my
happened.
benefits.
I'm not
I'll explain how they
interested.
come.
Pay attention.
Let me make that
You have
clear.
August, and according to you, you have October. You go to them and find out where September
They
is.
told me they reissued it back to Darren because
Wasn't
he went
reissued.
to
Show me,
Jericho.
show me proof. Show me proof.
Well,
that
I
they
don't have
reissued it
proof.
to
I
him.
only have proof that I applied 2 times to be payee within the course of the past several
Fine.
months. I can show you that, Your Honor.
Just a second. Mr. Aquino, you've been sworn today, and you testifying, sir, under oath, that you did not receive September's check for your
September's
son.
check. I didn't receive September's check. Did it come into the? She does the. It goes into a
Did-
direct deposit.
Just a second. Did you receive September's check?
No, Your Honor.
Did you receive a check in October?
No, Your Honor.
You have not received a check since August.
Correct.
I have maybe a possibility why that is, Judge.
I don't care why it is. You said that you did not receive it.
That is correct.
Your fiance said it did not come in. That's under oath. Very easy to
Your
get
Honor,
a tape.
I have letters here indicating that he was changed, the payee was changed to
Listen
his
to me
name
very-
again. So he would have had to have gotten the check somehow, either by direct deposit
Your
or
Honor.
the mail, Your Honor. I have
They're
2 notices
suspending
here
the
from
check
Social Security.
because of the problems
No,
with
they're not.
Debbie.
No, they're
And
Listen
my
to me, Mr.
contact with the
Aquino.
office. Yes.
All I'm saying to you is, and I want you to be quiet and stop moving from side to side, sir.
I have a limp,
You-
so I.
No,
Can't
no.
stay.
You're nervous because you're hustling me a little
No,
bit.
I'm not hustling
Okay?
you. Your
You're
Honor.
nervous because you're
I wouldn't
hustling me a
hustle you.
little
You're
bit.
too
Oh.
sharp.
Your Honor,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wish
yeah,
you would
yeah,
you're
please
too
look
sharp
at
for me.
these.
Right.
Your Honor.
Listen,
These
I'm
two
going to throw you both out.
I'm sorry, Your
I'm
Honor.
throwing you both
Throw her
out.
out.
Now, 5 days from today, you are to get all of the property packed up. You make arrangements to have it picked up by a third party, a mover or whatever. With regard to the money, take it up with Social Security. Now let's get to your counterclaim, which is nonsense. Mr.
Nonsense?
Aquino, it
Why
is
you
your
say it's
claim. It
nonsense,
is your
Judge?
claim. Shh, quiet. You say that you paid legal fees
true.
for your son Eric when he was in trouble last year. Is that
No.
right?
Eric was 18. It's for a charge when he was 16.
Yeah.
While he was living in her care.
Yeah.
That these things were concealed from me. And then at the end, she dumps them on my lap and says, now you take care of it. Take care of what? I said.
Okay.
I supported him. We have an obligation under the court, Your Honor.
What is it that you paid for him?
$3,000. We assigned it over to Anthony. You probably know the name. As Eric's counsel.
Who hired the lawyer?
She asked me to go and call my friend Anthony.
No, just a second. She asked you to go and call your friend,
Right.
who is a lawyer,
We were going to have legal
No,
aid for him. Yes.
and you did that.
Yes. And she also
Shut
met me at the
Shh.
court.
Don't volunteer. Just answer my questions. Where did you get $3,000 from?
I'll let Stephanie answer that.
No,
Stephanie
I don't
took it
want
out of her
Stephanie to answer it. I want you to answer it.
pocket. Okay. Stephanie took it out of her IRA.
Should have let legal aid represent himself.
That's what I said.
That ain't what she said.
That's what I
Absolutely.
She pleaded with
Okay.
me and cried.
This case is resolved as follows. 5 days from today's date, all the property is to be returned to your son. It's very unfortunate that you can't put a period to the end of all of this heartache and
I'd
say,
like to.
shh, and say, for the sake of all the children and maybe grandchildren to come, we're going to get along here. Maybe we should all get together and try to be cooperative and try to work together as a family. That's not going to happen.
That would be wonderful. but
Good.
that's
Give
a
him back his
fantasy with her.
stuff, and that's it. Goodbye.
Bodies
you,
are
Your Honor.
excused. You may step out.